Hello everyone, this is the lecture series on DBMS and today our topic is data independence. And we discuss about the different levels of DBMS in three-tier architecture, and there we have got this term data independence. So myself Dr. DIBYA JYOTI BORA. So let's start our class today. So data independence. What do you mean by data independence? Data independence means that the change of data at one level should not affect another level. Means suppose at one level somehow data is changed or some modification is done, that should not affect the another level. And another level means, see, look at this diagram from the last class that I have introduced about the three-tier architecture. We have physical level, we have conceptual level, we have external level. And I told that these three levels are interrelated but independent. Now we got the meaning independent. Why they are independent modules? Because see, if some changes occur to this physical level, that should not affect the conceptual level badly, and if some changes occur to the conceptual level, that should not affect on the external level. Clear? So we have two types of data independence, and they are our physical data independence and logical data independence. Well, so first one is physical data independence. What is that exactly? Physical data independence says that any change in the physical location of tables and indexes should not affect the conceptual level or external view of the data. This means what? I'm giving you an example. If you have changed the hard drives and transferred the data to a new hard drive, okay, so you have transferred the data means you have transferred the data of the databases that you have created in the old hardware. Okay, hard drive. So that is being transferred to the new hard drive. So now what happens? We have made some changes to the physical locations of the tables and indexes, isn't it? Means what level we are imparting the changes? The physical level. So physical data independence means this change should not affect on the conceptual level. If it should not only affect the conceptual level only, but also it should not affect on the external level. And you know that external level we deal with views and conceptual level we deal with tables. Clear? So physical data independence means any change in the physical location of tables and indexes should not affect the conceptual levels or external view of data. And frankly speaking, this data independence is easy to achieve and can be implemented by most of the DBMS. It's not hard to maintain it. Okay, so do note this point that physical data independence is easy to achieve. Clear? Now coming to the conceptual data independence. What it says? Conceptual data independence says that the data at the conceptual level schema and external level schema must be independent. Now what does it mean? It means that any change in the conceptual schema should not affect the external schema. Now, if we give an example for this, suppose you know attributes. In a table, we have attributes, or in simple words, columns, like if you consider the table student, then student info, then student name, student discipline, okay, discipline in the sense science, art, or like that. So they are attributes of our student table. So I have added one more attribute to that table, and that is the student contact number. If I have added this new attribute to our student table, then this should not affect the way the views will be displayed at the external level. And from the last class, you may recall that view means suppose we have one table and different users can have a look at the table as per their needs. They may not want to look at the whole table. They may want few portion of the table to be observed. And suppose also from the security point of view, views are not giving you the privilege to modify the table. Got it? So this means to say that I have added one more attribute to our table and it is not going to affect the way the views were displayed to the external users. Similar in the case of deleting the attribute, suppose I have deleted the student discipline attribute, student discipline column, that also not going to alter the views that the external users will experience. Clear? But you know, this type of independence means conceptual data independence is very difficult to achieve if we compare it to the same of physical data independence. Why? Because if you perform some changes to the conceptual schema, then they will be reflected in the user's view also. Then how you will maintain this in such a way that is not going to affect to the views for the external users in a bad way. Okay. So conceptual data independence is harder to achieve. So these two terms, physical data independence and conceptual data independence, are clear to you. And I am again repeating the same thing. This physical data independence between physical level and conceptual level and external level, they will have logical data independence between them. Clear? So I hope these topics are clear to you. And if you think that this lecture series is helping you, then do subscribe to this channel, and obviously that will motivate me to continue the series, and so that I can share my knowledge on this subject to a maximum number of students. Okay, so and this will be useful for the different persons working in different IT industries also. So they will also be helpful for this video series. And one more thing, you share with your friends also, and that will help them to get benefit from these videos who are preparing for the competitive examinations like GATE, UGNet, SHADE, or even for their semester examinations. Now, coming to today's question. Today's question is very important, and that is, which one is difficult to maintain? Option A, physical data independence. Option B, conceptual data independence. If you rewind this video, okay, then you will see that I have already answered this question. So I hope that you will post your comment about the answer of this question, okay, and I will obviously respond to it. So comment your answer and we will meet in the next class. Till then, bye bye, take care.